Today's lesson is lesson 4.1, Solving Systems by Graphing. A system of equation is two or more linear equations. A solution, or the answer, is where your graphs intersect each other. A system can have the following types of solutions. It can have one solution, which is where my two lines intersect at a given point. This is called consistent independent. It could have no solutions because our two lines are parallel, having the same slope. We call this no solution or inconsistent. Or they could be the same line when you graph them, meaning that there are infinitely many solutions because they are intersecting at every single point along this line. This is called consistent dependent. There are 3 steps to solve a linear system. The first thing you must do is rewrite your equation as y equals mx plus b. This way, we can go ahead and graph the quickest. Next, we are going to go ahead and graph each line independently. Today, I'm going to show you how to graph them in color to show that you have done each one. And lastly, we are going to identify the point of intersection because once again, this is our solution. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first example. In example 1, I can see that equation 1 is already in y equals mx plus b. So for equation number 1, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I am going to identify the slope and identify the y-intercept. All right, here we go. The slope, remember, is that coefficient of your x value, the number in front of your x. Remember, the slope shows you how to move. The number on top shows you how to move up or down. Since mine is positive, it is showing me to move 1 up. If it was negative, it would show me to move 1 down. And then my number on the bottom in the denominator is positive as well, so it's telling me to go 3 to the right. For equation number 1, my y-intercept is -2. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plot these points, starting at -2 and then going 1 up and 3 to the right. 1 up and 3 to the right. I can go back to my beginning point, and instead of going 1 up and 1, 2, 3 to the right, I can go in the opposite direction, 1 down and 1, 2, 3 to the left. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do this so that I can ensure that I have the straightest possible line. I can connect them together with my ruler. There we go. Perfect. And there's equation number 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to equation number 2. What I notice in equation number 2 is that the y is not alone. I do actually have to solve for this one. So what I notice here is this one is already in y equals mx plus b, and I could just go ahead and graph. This one, though, I need to solve for y. Just a quick reminder for myself. I can see by coloring in the y that I only have to get rid of that 3. Remember, when there is a number in front of a variable like y, all I have to do is divide to get rid of it. Everybody's getting divided by that 3. Now I have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to write, oops, there we go. I'm going to write this as a fraction with x after it so that it's more in the y equals mx plus b form. Now I can go ahead and I can identify my slope. My slope in this case is -2/3. I'm going to move down 2 and 3 to the right. My y-intercept for this one is +1. Let's go ahead and graph. Starting at +1, I'm going to move down 2 and 1, 2, 3. Down 2 and 1, 2, 3. This is perfect. I can go ahead and connect them together because I can already see my solution. My solution is going to be right here. There's my solution. I can already see it. All right, but let's go ahead and connect those points together so that you can really see it. There we go. Perfect. Remember, your solution is where your 2 points are intersecting. Uh-oh, hold on. There we go. There's our solution right there, where the blue and the purple lines are intersecting. I'm going to go ahead and write that as an ordered pair. It is 1, 2, 3, and then -1. So my answer here would be +3, -1. All right, let's try another one. In example 2, I can see that both of my equations need to be solved for x. So I can see for both of these that I need to solve for x. Or sorry, solve for y. Solve for x. I couldn't graph if I solve for x. I need to move the x is what I would think I was thinking. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move that x by simply adding it to the other side. Remember, this is not a number in front of y, so I'm not going to divide. I simply then will move it by adding or subtracting. In this case, I'm going to add because it is a negative number. Now I can see that my y-intercept is 1 and my slope is also 1. I'm going to go remember when it is a whole number like 1, you're going to put it over 1, meaning we're going to move 1 up and 1 to the right. So let's go ahead and graph starting at 1. I'm going to go 1 up and 1 to the right, and I can continue this pattern. I could even come down and continue the pattern in this direction as well, 1 down and 1 to the left. Grab that ruler and connect them together. There we go, perfect. And now let's go ahead and do equation number 2. All right, I can tell that I need to do a couple of things for this one. I can see that I have to move the x first. And then I am going to have to go ahead and divide for this one because there is this number in front of my y. And so to get rid of it, I am going to have to go ahead and divide everybody by 2. Now remember that negative x does have a 1 hiding with it, so I'm going to call that -1/2 x, and then 8 divided by 2 is 4. I can see here that my slope is -1 over 2, so down 1 and 2 to the right, and that my y-intercept is +4. Let's go ahead and graph 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go down 1 and 2. Let me make that come back. There's my solution, but if I want to, I could continue the pattern. Excuse me. It's just my choice if I want to. I could even come back and continue the pattern in this direction as well. That's simply my choice. The more points I have, the better my line looks, but it's okay if I don't. All right, here is my solution right here. There's my solution. Oops, hold on. There's my solution. There we go. I just need to go ahead and get the numbers for it. 1, 2, it looks like. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like my solution here. Where can I put it? I'm going to try right down here. Looks like my solution is 2, 3. That doesn't look very good, does it? Let me see if I make it darker, if you can see it better. 3. There's my answer. maybe I should just put it in green, huh? 2, 3. There we go. So you can see it better. Perfect. All right, one last problem. And I do encourage you to pause the video and see if you can do this one on your own. I'm going to go ahead and go quickly through it. For equation number 1, I do need to go ahead and solve for y. I'm going to move the x and I'm going to divide by the number in front of y. I can see that I have to do this because as I write the equation, I can see that there's the x value to move and that there is that number in front of the y value as well. I'm always writing the x value first and then plus the constant. This is because I want it to be in y equals mx plus b. That's the only reason why. Excuse me. I'm going to move down 1 and 4 to the right for this slope. And my y-intercept is going to start at 3. So let me go ahead and graph that for you. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to move 1 down and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. I don't think I could go any more in that pattern. So I'm going to go back to my beginning, back to my y-intercept, and go opposite. 1 up and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. I'm going to go ahead now and grab my ruler and connect them together. There we go. That looks good. Let me just add my arrows. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and take a look at equation number 2. It looks like I'm going to have to do the same thing. I'm going to have to move that 7x and I'm going to have to divide by the number in front of the y. Remember, you're never combining these two together. You're never combining this negative 12 and this negative 7 because the negative 7 has an x. You're simply going to write the negative 7 first, and then you're going to go ahead and put the plus or minus 12. In this case, you're going to say minus 12 because it was a minus 12 to begin with. All right, looks like my slope is going to be negative 7 over 4, down 7 and 4 to the right. Ooh, I hope I can do that. And negative 3 is my beginning point. So 1, 2, 3, there's negative 3. I don't think I can go down 7. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm off the graph. So instead of going down 7 and to the right 4, I'm going to flip them. I'm going to go up 7 and to the left 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is right there. This is enough. These are enough points. I can go ahead and connect these two together and I can make my graph. So let me connect them together. Perfect. And I can already see my solution. There it is right there. There's my solution. There's my answer. I'm just going to write it as an ordered pair. These are the negatives, so I'm going to go ahead and count over. Looks like it's negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like my answer here is negative 4, comma, positive 4.